Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to get straight into another short painting. I was going to say a sunset, could be a sunrise. Difficult to say, but it's all these nice bright warm yellows, oranges, purpley colours, so I'll do that. I'm also going to give you some information about my books. Sorry, a lot of people have been asking about the book, my painting book here. I'll just zoom out a bit, let you see them. There were some bits and pieces about that on the last one. I've also got some colouring books which you might be interested in. Now, these are super actually. Basically I've done the painting and there's the sketch beside it, so you can just have a go at colouring it in. All the drawings done for you. And the paper is good enough paper that you can paint it actually. So I've got one here with about 24 pages in it. And I've also got another one which is Scottish scenes. And again, same principle. I've got the sketch ready for you here. Here's the finished painting, so you can colour them in with pencils, or as I say, the paper's thick enough for paints, so they'd make a lovely present for someone or for yourself to concentrate on the painting. But anyway, I'll tell you a bit about that after I've finished the painting. I also want to talk a little bit about the actual site. I might have to make one or two changes, but I'll speak about that towards the end. Okay, so we're going to start off with a sketch. Here's the picture again. Just going to draw a line halfway down, is about there, so it's below the halfway mark. Halfway is about there, so the line probably about here. I'm going to make it a lot simpler. I'm only going to put the tower or the church in one building, and I'm just going to make the rest trees. So that'll be a lot easier for you. Okay, so let's start. So put a line across, a straight line. And I'm going to make some hills in the distance here. Right, so I'll put the steeple part of the church in. Just going to take that up to about there. There's one building next to it. Looks like so. And make another bit there, and that will do. Just going to make this trees and bushes. Same along here. And then there's a bigger part there. What I'm going to do as well, you might want to do this for the shadow, for the reflection. I'm just going to make the opposite of what we have. This is going this way, so that'll be the opposite as I said. I'll just help you when you come to paint the reflections in. The more you do this sketching, you get used to this kind of trying to paint upside down. Right, there we are, that's the sketch done. Let's get on with the painting. Right, so let's just have a quick look again. It's a sort of purplish bit and then down to yellow orangey colour. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to mix up a big yellow to start with. I'm going to get yellow ochre again. Now I'm not making these too strong, it's quite misty looking, so just going to start sort of halfway up this time. It's going to start about here. Down to the edge of the mountains in the distance. That's quite good, so I'm going to soften that top bit now, just with clean water, as I want to add a bit of that purpley blue colour. I'm going to get some alizarin crimson, a bit of cobalt blue. There, that's quite nice. And we'll put that in up here. Right, I'm just going to let that run in. Right, that'll do. Last touch, get the brush down. So that's quite good for that. Just going to pick up one or two little bits of paint, and that should do. That's quite nice. While I've got these colours mixed up, I'm going to just do the bottom here. Get that bit filled in, and there we are. Right, that'll do. So that's coming down quite nicely there now. That's super, just to let these colours blend in. So I'm just going to let that dry before I do anything else. Okay, so the sky is dried, and now we want to tackle these hills in the distance. Now it looks a sort of a bit bluey here, but reddish purpley up the top. So let's see what we can conjure up. So I'm going to try some alizarin crimson colour. And I'm going to add a bit of orange. That's quite nice. I might add a bit of blue as we get further down, so let's just try this, see what it looks like. Yeah, that's quite nice. I like that colour. Just going to try and make the line up the top a wee bit more interesting, one or two little bits. What to try and do is sometimes get another brush and just keep it with you. Try and soften these edges off. Don't want to get hard edges. Just put some water along there. That's fine. Right, just going to darken that a touch at the top, and then we'll drag it down. There we are, super colour that. It's quite nice. Right, I'm just going to take this all the way along now. And you can see, as I said, I've got that water there, so it's going to keep the edge nice and soft. There's a bit of blue down there. Carefully going to add some blue in. Right, I think that'll do. Just going to drag that right along there. I'll try and just put some suggestion of shapes to the hills, but we'll leave it like that. It's not too bad at all. Now I need to wait till this dries so that I can put the buildings and the bushes in the foreground in here. Well, while I've got some of this colour for the hills, I'm going to put the reflection part in the water. So I'm just going to zoom down a bit and let you see. I'm just going to put this in here all the way along. Now this doesn't have to be quite as sharp, hard edges. It's sort of reflection in the water, remember, so there might be some bits of movement. Just going to try and put some little bits in. There we are. That's quite nice. Just going to soften it off and just use that when it's dry. So this bit here looks as if it's drying, so I can get on with this colour now. So now we'll tackle the church steeple, the building and all the bushes. Let's just have a quick look at this. It looks as if the light is coming that way because that's lighter and that's a bit lighter. So I'm just going to capture the steeple part and I'm going to put a line in. If I can see the pencil marks, yeah, there it is. So I'm just going to put a line in there and same here for the side of that part of the building. The rest will be darker. So I'm going to put this bit right down there as well. Well, I've got that colour mixed up, and what I'm going to do now is just get some dark in and paint the rest. So looking at, I'm going to stick with a sort of brownish colour, so just got this mix that I've got here. I'll just use some of that, and I'm putting in burnt umber now to make it darker. Going to add a bit of ultramarine blue. And a nice dark. Let me put some burnt sienna in, which is more of a reddish brown. Right, let's try that. So I'm going to just start off with the bushes on the right hand side, and I want this to be dry, so I don't want to touch that. So I'm going to start here drawing a line for the water level. That's quite nice, so I'm just going to put in some bushes as I feel would help the horizon line. I'm not following the picture here. Just going to come along. It's quite a big bush there. That's no trees rather than bushes. Come along here. And now we're coming to the building, so I'm going to put a bit of front of the building here. And the side of the steeple, like so. It's not 100% dry yet, so we better watch that. Just going to try and put a point on it with this brush. I think I'll get the rigger just to, while I'm doing this, just finish it off. That's a nice round bit there, a bit up for the top, that'll do. Right, I'll just carry on. So this is very loose and you can do this as you please. As I say, I'm not copying the picture. I'm just using just darks to fill it in, make it really just trying to create some depth here. Right, and finish off over on the left hand side. There's a big rock here. And that's okay, that'll do. Right. Right. Just going to put a lighter colour for the roof on this building. If the sun's coming this way, that will be a bit lighter. Right. So right. Right, that'll do. So now I just need to get the reflections in. Okay, so I've got some of the brown left over. I'm just going to crack on in with the reflections. Now you'll see in the picture, there's white line there. I quite like that. I use a lot of that in my paintings. Rather than have the reflection right up against the land line, if you like, I like to leave a bit of white. It just seems to help the painting. Right, so just get this filled in. Right, big dark one down here. There's two bits sticking up. You can see this is very quickly done. Watch that little bit there for the building if I can. Here's the steeple. It's going out. Get all this bit in. And along here. And some bits there. Kind of lost that bit of the building, it's up there. I'm just going to bring it up a bit. I'm going to put a lighter colour in there just to capture that bit of the building, the roof, and this bit here. And that's about it. Right, I'll just put one or two really strong dark bits in. These bits here, just while it's wet. that's fine. Right, that's nice and soft, that's wet, so it's all blending together. What I'm going to do is, I was going to say I'm going to ruin it here. I'm going to put some water just to soften off some of these bits. And there we are. Right, put the brush down, you're going to spoil it. Just trying to tidy little bits up. I think that'll do. Right, so finished. So the painting's finished. I'm just going to take the tape off and just have a look at it. So remember always to pull the tape away from the painting. If I can pull it this way, don't pull it that way, or you could tear the paper quite easily and ruin your painting in one go. Same again, this bit here, just pull it down this way. And lastly, top one away again. Right, there we are. So, there's the finished painting. It's turned out quite nice. I quite like these colours. They're nice and warm, they go together. So, there we go. I'm just looking at the sky. That's turned out quite nicely. That's the bit that you've got to try and get. That's super. See how that just runs into that colour. Okay. So that's it finished. As I say, I've got one or two bits to tell you about some of the books that I have and some of the changes to the channel. So if you just want to watch the next bit, I'll keep you up to date. Right, at the beginning you may recall I mentioned books. So I've got 3 books. We've got one which is a tuition book, watercolour painting. The first 30 odd pages are basically about materials and techniques, and the last pages are step-by-step guides to painting some Scottish landscapes. The other ones I have are colouring books, which I mentioned. This one here is both UK and Ireland. Quite a lot of scenes. That's one that you've had a go at painting. And as I said, the beauty of these is that the paper is thick enough and strong enough that you can actually paint on these as opposed to just coloured pencils. And I do have one on its own which is Scottish scenes only. There's quite a lot of nice ones in here. It's Plockton, Linlithgow Palace, St Andrews, and the famous Forth Bridge. So these books are, I've got a sheet here that you might want to take a note of. The actual books are the tuition book is £14, the colouring books at £12 each. And there is my email address, mail@giffordarts.co.uk. Now, it depends where you are in the world. I'm just going to get some prices for you. What you should do is, if anybody's interested, they should really just send me an email. I know one or two of you have made a shown an interest and contacted me already. So I would just be sending them out direct. As I say, I've had problems with Amazon, so I'm going to go for it myself. Now, send me an email and I'll tell you the prices, but I'm just looking at, say for example, USA, you're looking at $8.30 plus £10.30 for package and postage. And if you're going to Canada, it's about the same. If you're going to Australia, it would be about £12. UK is it's $4.90, and the EU would be about £7. So that's rough guides sort of to give you an idea of what it would be. So I could, as I say, I think I've got about 20, so it's going to have to be just a first come first serve at the minute. So that's the books covered. I've got another issue that I want. It's not an issue, it's something that's happening. It's I need to make a change to the channel. And I'm just learning here. As I say, I'm fairly new to YouTube, but I'm not new to teaching art. I've been teaching painting classes for over 20 years now. And you'll see from this sheet that I've got on the paper, there's different levels of beginners or amateur painters. I would call them, you get somebody who's basically just a starter, and a beginner who really very inexperienced. But you get what you would call experienced amateur painters who've been painting for a year, 2 years, and there's a huge difference there. And what I'm finding is, I have this with my classes as well, I have to have beginner level and then more advanced level, but what's happening with the videos, some of the videos are difficult for the starter beginner level, but they're fairly easy for those of you who are experienced amateur painters. And then I put some videos on which are a bit more complex, and they're a test for the experienced amateur and just a non-starter for the beginner level. So what I need to do is make some changes here, because I need to supply 2 different types of videos here now. And that means that I have to look at things like YouTube membership or supers, or a Patreon style where you pay a monthly fee and you get videos to suit. Now, I haven't been into it in too much depth yet. I know I've looked at 1 or 2 and they've got about 3 or 4 levels. I was really just planning on having the 2, a starter, beginner and a more experienced painter. So basically what I'm saying is that if you're in, I need to know if people would be interested in going to the membership where you pay a monthly fee to get more experience, more complex paintings. It wouldn't be just a 10-minute session. So again, if you could send me an email or a comment, it would give me some idea so that I could take my channel to the next level, so to help you, so that we can get the real beginners. I don't want to frighten them off. There's nothing worse than, I know what it's like. It's a big test starting to paint, but it's something you should enjoy. So I want to make sure that I give you paintings that you can tackle. You know, something like that one we've done there today. After a few videos, you should be able to have a go at something like this. But some of the other ones can be, the one I did of Plockton a few weeks ago, and the one of the fjords, that took about an hour. So you wouldn't pick that up in 2 or 3 weeks or a few months. So there we are. That's I just thought I'd let you know where we are, and if you could get in touch with me regarding if anybody wants the books. There's the prices, and if anybody is interested in subscribing to the new part of the channel, where we can set a monthly fee, and you would get you would only have access to this if you were a member. Okay, right, so back to the painting. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Get the paints out, that shouldn't take too long. Turned out quite nice, that one. Nice bright colours. And have a go and let me know how you get on. So thanks again for watching, and keep safe.